This is the presentation on NA HMI safety monitor function. What is safety monitor in the NA5 HMI? Safety monitor is a built-in tool added to the NA5 and NA5-V1. Safety monitor provides real-time monitoring of the safety I/O status. NA series can directly access safety CPU units and safety I/O units, which was not possible previously. There's no need to create any special screen to monitor the safety device variable and I/O settings. Safety input-output unit monitor shows the on-off status of safety I/O units and information on components connected to individual I/O terminals, enable efficient monitoring of the entire safety components. The requirement to use NA safety monitor: Mismatch Studio version 1.40 or higher, NA5 and NA5-V1 system version 1.13, which is OS 8.0 or higher. Enable a safety monitor in the NA device settings. In the NA project, goes to configuration and setup, device reference, HMI settings, device settings, go to the safety monitor and check the enable box. The NA must have a SD card mounted 2 gig or 4 gig FAT or FAT32 format. NA project that contains a controller program with safety CPU unit, such as the NX-SL3 or the NX-SL5 series, or standalone safety controller NX-CSG320. Soft NA or NA runtime does not support safety monitor. For reference manual, look at V117-E1, NA series programmable terminal hardware user manual, or the V125-E1 NA series programmable terminal hardware -V1 user manual. There are 4 ways to access the safety monitor. The first way is from the NA safety manual. With the NA default setting, double tap a corner of the HMI to bring up the project system menu. Tap on the double arrow code will take you to page 2 of the project system menu and will show you the safety monitor icon. If the requirement to use the NA safety monitor is not met, then the safety monitor icon will be grayed out. If the safety monitor icon is not grayed out, tap on the safety monitor icon to access the safety function monitor. The default initial safety monitor screen when the NA is connected to one safety CPU or one safety network controller. An alternate safety monitor screen when NA is connected to multiple safety CPUs or multiple safety network controllers. The second way to access the safety monitors is using the action property. On the NA page, add a button. Select the button and go to Event Action. From the event dropdown, select Click or Press. From the Action dropdown, select Show System Menu. In the runtime, when you click on the button, it will take you to the project system menu. Select the double arrow, take you to the page 2 of the system menu. Select the system menu icon, will take you to the safety monitor screen. The third way to access the safety monitor is using action properties. On the NA page, add a button. Select the button and go to Event and Action. From the event dropdown, select Click or Press. From the Action dropdown, select Start Safety Monitor. And there's 3 parameters in the Start Safety Monitor. The variable name, which is optional, Designate a global variable used in the safety program to search when safety monitor is launched. If omitted, the initial screen is displayed. The variable name is from the safety program in the global variable table. Lookin is also optional. Specify the name of the device to monitor. This parameter cannot be omitted when variable name is designated. So the device monitor name is in your Mismatch Studio project. Look at, specify variable type. All variables, input variable or output variable, to search a variable designated by the variable name. If omitted, all the exposed variable are the target of the search. Here's an example. The variable name is equal to eStop. Lookin is equal to CSG2. Lookat is equal to all variables. And the fourth way to access the safety monitor is using subroutine. On the NA page, add a button. Select the button and go to Event and Action. From the Event dropdown, select Click or Press. From the Action dropdown, select Call Subroutine. Enter the name of the subroutine in the subroutine name box. Select the Create and View Subroutine icon. We'll bring the VB.NET script page. In the VB.NET script page, you'll be using the Start Safety Monitor function, which has three variables: variable name, retrieve range, retrieve purpose. The variable name designates a global variable used in the safety program to search when safety monitor is launched. If omitted, the initial screen is displayed. The variable name is found in the safety program in the global variable table. Retrieve range. Specify name of the device to monitor. This parameter cannot be omitted when the variable name is designated. The device name is found in the Mismatch Studio project. Retrieve purpose. Specify variable type, all variables, input variable, or output variable, to search the variable designated by variable name. If omitted, all the exposed variables are the targets of the search. Here's an example. Start safety monitor, in quotation, reset output status, in quotation, new _ controller 0, and then the retrieve purpose is .all, which is all variables. There are different initial display depending on how the Start Safety Monitor is set up. So the default display without specifying a search variable or when the search variable is not found. So this is the default display, only showing the output variables. If in the Start Safety Monitor you specify an output variable, then in the initial display, the variable is highlighted in yellow and the associated input are displayed. If in the Start Safety Monitor you specify an input variable to search, then the input variable will be highlighted and the associated output will be displayed. Safety CPU unit is the device name. The green box indicates the I/O device status are closed. The black box indicates I/O device status are open. And the last initial display is called display device selection. Device selection is displayed when the user accesses safety monitor on the NA system menu and there are multiple safety CPU to monitor. The device selection lets the user select which safety CPU to monitor, select the device to monitor, which then can highlight in yellow, and then select change will take you to the safety monitor page. The anatomy of the I/O matrix monitor display. In the matrix monitor, you'll see the device name of the device where the safety CPU is connected, the device IP address of the controller or safety network controller, safety CPU part number, the part number of the safety CPU being monitored, safety CPU name, the name of the safety CPU device name. Output from safety CPU. Display a list of output and its status used in the safety program. Input to safety CPU. Display a list of input related to the selected output and its status used in the safety program. Safety I/O monitor. Display information on the safety I/O unit to which the selected variable is assigned. Variable information, display detailed information on the selected variable. The search for variable. PDF display a PDF file set in the PDF display setting. Menu, give you a menu selection for device selection. PDF display settings, display filter settings, and exit the safety monitor. Continue with the I/O matrix monitor. It also displays the status of global variable used in the safety program. You select an output and the associated input are displayed. This is to show you how the I/O matrix monitor is related to the safety program. For example, if I select output 1, it is associated to the EDM, the E-stop, SF reset, and the SIH400 connection status, and the SOD400 connection status. Here's another example where I select the reset output status. It's associated with the reset by HMI and the SF reset. The safety I/O monitor icon. It displays the safety I/O unit parameter setup. It does not display the SIP safety I/O. Select an input or an output from the I/O matrix monitor and select the safety I/O monitor icon. It will display the I/O status in real time. So here's the safety output monitor. Number 1 is the applicable equipment. Display the CPU unit currently being this monitor. Number 2, unit information. Display information on the current display safety output unit. Number 3, terminal section monitor. Display the output state of the terminal. Green is on, gray is off, red is air, orange, the IOG terminal being used, and black is unused. Number 4, variable information. Display the name of the variable assigned to the terminal as well as comments. Number 5, change display item. Change the item to display when there are 4 or more display items. Number 6, external equipment setting information. Display the information on the equipment connected to the terminal. Display the name of the equipment, terminal number connected, as well as corresponding icons. And number 7, close the safety output unit monitor. This is the safety input monitor, and it's similar to the safety output monitor. Variable information icon. Display detailed information on the selected variable from the safety I/O monitor page. It will display the name, which is the global variable name in the safety program. The comments, the comment written in the global variable table, type, the data type of the variable. Search the variable name in the safety program. It searches an exact match of the variable name. It searches for the first occurrence of the variable name only. So here is the variable name to search. The type, select input or output. Click the search to perform the search. Click the close to close the search variable window. PDF display. This is a PDF viewer to display a PDF document. The configuration is set in PDF display settings. In the PDF display, you can select to go to the first page, go back one page, display the file name, the PDF file that you're looking at, the page number you're looking at, go forward one page, go to the last page of the PDF file, enlarge the view, fit the width, page view, zoom in or zoom out, close PDF display, open the bookmark, you can scroll the page up or down. The menu. The user can select the following function from the menu: device selection, PDF display settings, variable display filter settings. In the device selection lets the user select which safety device to monitor. So select the name from the column, which will then highlight in yellow, then click change to go to the safety monitor page. The PDF display setting. It lets the user specify the PDF documents to be displayed in the PDF display. The user select the configuration file, not the PDF file from here. The configuration file contains the PDF file names. So in the PDF display setting, you have a media setting, USB memory, or FTP server. FTP server requires server administrator setup. The FTP server IP address, the connection mode, passive or active. The port number by default for FTP is 21. The user login name to the FTP server and the user password to log into the FTP server. Remove USB memory, clears the USB file list. The folder name, the name of the folder being view. If they're viewing a subfolder, you can select the double dot to exit the one-to-one level. File list, list of files in the folder being viewed. Only subfolders and configuration file can be selected. Update the file list. Open the selected folder or load the selected configuration file from the file list. Close the PDF display setting. The PDF display setting continued. The selected PDF document to display is set up in the configuration file, filename.ini. One PDF document per device can be specified in each configuration file. For multiple PDF documents of the same device, you need multiple configuration files. User can choose the configuration file from the PDF display setting. The configuration file can store 16 different device names and its associated PDF documents. The configuration file and the PDF documents are stored in the USB or FTP server. When a configuration file is open, you'll transfer the configuration file and the associated PDF documents to the SD card in the NA. The setting of the configuration file is tab delimited, so no space in the file name and device name. This is the format. The PDF file name, tab, device name, tab, safety program signature. The safety program signature can be found in the safety properties under signatures. The signature is only available when the safety program is validated. So here's an example. Here's the PDF file name, followed by a tab, device name, followed by a tab, and the safety program signature. Display filter settings. So that's the user select which input and output variables to display or hide. So here, output from the safety CPU to change the variable displayed in the variable list to output. Number 2, the variable list display a list of applicable variables as well as comments. These selected variable will not display on the safety monitor. OK, this button applies the settings. Cancel, discard the settings. And input to safety CPU, change the variable display in variable list to input. Here's some troubleshooting methods. Safety signature mismatch. This happens when the user tries to select a safety CPU to monitor. The message is safety program and monitor target signature do not match. The cause of this is the safety program was changed. The solution is to resynchronize safety program to safety CPU, resynchronize the HMI project to the NA, resynchronize the controller project to the controller, update a safety signature in the configuration file from the PDF display. Safety CPU unit connection is not established. This happens when the user tries to select a safety CPU to monitor. The message is safety CPU unit connection is not established. The cause is the user selected safety CPU is offline. The user selected safety CPU has an error. Solution is to check the Ethernet cable connection between the NA to the controller with the safety CPU. Ping the controller IP address from the computer or NA system menu. Check if the safety CPU has an error, and check if the safety CPU is in run mode. Invalid operation exception is thrown at connect. This happens when launching this to the safety monitoring page. This is the error message. The cause is the Ethernet connection issue between the NA and the controller. So check the Ethernet cable connection between the NA to the controller with the safety CPU. Ping the controller IP address from the computer or NA system menu. Check the controller's power and in run mode. Fail to connect. This happens when launching the safety monitoring page. This is the error message. The cause is Ethernet connection issue between the NA and controller. So check the Ethernet cable connection between the NA to the controller with the safety CPU. Ping the controller IP address from the computer or NA system menu. Check if the controller's power and then run mode. Safety monitor does not appear. So this happens when the user tries to access the safety monitor. So the safety monitor icon could be grayed out. When using action property for the start safety monitor. When using libcode for the start safety monitor. So there's no message that is being displayed. The cause is the SD card is not inserted into the NA. The latest NA HMI project was not downloaded to the NA, or you can have a bad SD card. The solution is to check if the SD card is inserted into the NA, resynchronize the HMI project to the NA, or replace the bad SD card. Safety monitor screen freeze. So this happens when the NA is stuck on one of the safety monitor page and cannot exit. There's no message, just no response from any touch button. The cause is the SD card was removed while the safety monitor page. Check if the SD card is inserted to the NA and cycle power to the NA. Internal error. This happens when trying to open a PDF document using the PDF display. This is the error message. The cause seems to be by the PDF document properties, PDF producer properties is blank. The solution is to print the PDF as a PDF file. We'll add the PDF producer to the document or load another PDF documents created by a valid PDF producer. And here's some additional information. When a user synchronized to the NA, a folder called _HMI _safety monitor is created in the SD card. A subfolder with the name of the safety CPU connected to the HMI are created in the _HMI safety monitors folder. And in each subfolder contains the file safety-io-monitor.dat and safety-monitor_io-matrix.dat. PDF display setting. File in the USB drive or FTP server stores the configuration file and PDF documents required for the PDF display setting. This is an example of the configuration file with the PDF document name, device name, and the safety verification code. The PDF display setting, when the user selects a configuration file. So when the user selects a configuration file, a subfolder called _PDF file is created in the _HMI safety monitor folder. All the old folder in the subfolder _PDF file are deleted, and the selected configuration file and the PDF documents are copied from the USB drive or the FTP server to the subfolder _PDF file.